Welcome back to the Weekly Education Pulse. I'm Sammy.
And I'm Tony. Each week we bring to you the latest global stories shaping international schools market, from new school developments to major policy shifts to curriculum expansion and investment trends.
In today's episode, we're covering 5 key stories, from a major US school brand expanding into Portugal to new British curriculum flagship in Tokyo, accreditation developments in Bahrain, a premium school launch in Hong Kong, and updated data confirming Spain's position as Europe's hub for British international schooling.
A lot happening across multiple regions, so let's get straight into the news.
And we begin in Portugal, where Sierra Canyon School, a well-known independent school from Los Angeles, has announced plans to open a brand new international school in Alcochete.
Yes, and this is a significant development. Sierra Canyon has a strong reputation in the US for its academic pathway, athletics program, and university placement record. Bringing that brand into Portugal marks another step in the country's evolution as a major international education destination.
Yeah, the new campus will be built on the south bank of Lisbon, which is an area attracting a growing number of expatriate families and digital nomads. With rising population growth and major residential development projects underway, demand for international schooling in and around Lisbon continues to surge.
What makes this particularly interesting is it isn't just another British or IB school entering the market. American-style education options in Portugal are still relatively limited, so this adds genuine diversity to the ecosystem, especially for North American families relocating for work or for lifestyle reasons.
And it also speaks to the continued confidence investors and operators have in Portugal's long-term potential. We've already seen rapid school expansion in Lisbon, the Cascais, and the Algarve. Now, secondary cities and surrounding regions are becoming part of that footprint.
It's a reminder that Portugal's growth isn't slowing down. Strong relocation trends, favourable immigration pathways, and a rising domestic appetite for bilingual and international pathways all continue to drive demand.
So, Sierra Canyon's move is both strategic and well-timed. Another sign that Portugal remains one of Europe's most dynamic and competitive markets for international education.
And our next stop is Japan, where PLP Architecture has unveiled the design for a brand new Epsom College Tokyo, marking the school's expansion into East Asia.
Yeah, this is a really ambitious project. Epsom College already operates in Malaysia, and now with the Tokyo campus, the school is signaling a much larger regional strategy, blending its British independent school heritage with Japan's growing appetite for premium, globally connected education.
The new Tokyo campus is located in Shofu, just outside the city centre, which stands out for its architectural approach. PLP is designing the school around a series of learning villages with flexible classrooms, open social areas, and a major emphasis on well-being, light, and community spaces.
Yeah, the design reflects the shift we're seeing across Asia. Schools moving away from the traditional classroom blocks towards more adaptable, student-centered environments. It's about creating spaces that support inquiry, collaboration, and interdisciplinary learning, particularly for IB pathways or modernized British curricula.
Japan is also a very interesting choice. The international school market there has grown steadily over the past decade, driven by both expatriate and Japanese families looking for bilingual, globally recognized pathways. Tokyo especially remains one of the most competitive premium markets in the region.
And Epsom entering Tokyo brings a very specific value proposition, a British boarding school tradition, but adapted to a day school context and shaped for local expectations. It's another example of how UK brands are expanding globally, but with localization at the heart of their model.
What the design really highlights is the importance of identity and experience. Parents are increasingly choosing schools not just for academics, but for the quality of the learning environment, architecture becoming a differentiator, and PLP's involvement gives Epsom College Tokyo a strong design signature.
So this isn't just a new school, it's a statement of intent from Epsom College as they look to cement a strategic presence in Asia's most mature international school markets. And we're into the Gulf now, where Al Dana School in Bahrain has announced a major milestone, achieving full international accreditation, a significant step in the school's development and recognition.
This is an important achievement for Aldana. The accreditation process is rigorous, covering teaching quality, leadership, curriculum standards, safeguarding, governance, and overall school environment. Securing it signals to families that school is aligned with globally recognised benchmarks.
For Bahrain, this fits into a broader national effort to strengthen school quality across both public and private sectors. The kingdom has been focused on improving inspection frameworks, modernising curriculum pathways, and raising teacher standards, especially as more expatriate and local families look for international style education.
The private school sector in Bahrain has been diversifying, with more bilingual models, updated British curriculum pathways, and a rise in mid-market international schools. Accreditation is becoming a key differentiator in a competitive landscape, helping parents compare schools more confidently.
For Aldana, this milestone also comes at a time when demand for high-quality English medium education is growing, particularly among Bahraini families who want global pathways without necessarily sending their children abroad.
And accreditation helps schools improve internally as well. The process encourages self-reflection, improvement planning, and investment in staff development, all of which strengthen long-term school performance.
So while this may seem like a single school announcement, it actually reflects a wider trend across the region: increased commitment to quality assurance, accountability, and international alignment.
Absolutely. And for families in Bahrain, milestones like this, contribute to a more transparent and more competitive educational landscape. And next we head to Hong Kong, where North London Collegiate School has officially announced the launch of North London Collegiate School Hong Kong, marking the group's newest international campus.
Yes, it's a significant move. North London Collegiate is one of the most academically respected independent schools in the UK, with a strong global footprint already, including campuses in Jeju, Singapore, and Dubai. Adding Hong Kong strengthens their presence in Asia and places them right into one of the region's most competitive premium markets.
The Hong Kong school plans a phased rollout, beginning with early years and primary before expanding upwards. It promises the same North London hallmarks, rigorous academic culture, strong pastoral care, and a rich co-curricular programme shaped by the UK school's heritage.
Yeah, from a market perspective, the timing is interesting. Hong Kong's international school sector has been recovering and recalibrating since the pandemic. Local families increasingly driving that demand, as well as families coming over from mainland China. So bilingual pathways, academically ambitious models, and strong brand reputations are the key factors influencing enrollment decisions right now.
Exactly. And North London ticks all those boxes. Parents in Hong Kong are highly selective, and academic credibility matters. North London's track record with IB and A-levels, alongside consistently strong university placement outcomes, will position it firmly at the premium end of the market.
Yeah, and this also signals confidence in Hong Kong's long-term stability as an international hub. After several years of volatility, major school groups are now reinvesting, not just in physical expansion, but in brand presence and new models tailored to local demand.
And it reflects that broader trend that we've been tracking, the top tier British independent schools extending their networks through premium campuses across Asia. But unlike early waves of expansion, today's models are more localized, more culturally attuned, and more strategically positioned.
So for NLCS, the Hong Kong launch strengthens their regional ecosystem, connecting the campuses across Asia in a way that supports both mobility and shared pedagogical development.
So not just another new school, a strategic piece of a puzzle of how premium British brands are shaping the future of education across Asia.
And for our final story this week, we turn to Spain, where new data shows that the country has now firmly cemented its position as Europe's leading hub for British curriculum international schooling.
Yes, and the scale of this is impressive. Spain now hosts more British schools than any other European nation, with demand coming from both expatriate families and, increasingly, Spanish nationals who want English medium learning and globally recognized qualifications.
Yeah, there was an article that highlighted several drivers for this. We got long-term residential migration, remote work relocation, lifestyle-led moves from Northern Europe, and returning Spanish diaspora families who have lived abroad. All of this has made the British education one of the most in-demand pathways in the country.
And it's not just on the coast anymore. While regions like the Costa del Sol, Costa Blanca, and the Balearics have always been hotspots, growth is now accelerating in major cities like Madrid, Valencia, Barcelona, and even in emerging secondary markets. We're seeing the same diversification you're getting as in Portugal.
And another factor is credibility. British schools in Spain have built a strong reputation over decades for academic consistency and university outcomes. So whether families want A-levels, IGCSEs, or the IB alongside British frameworks, Spain has become a dependable destination.
Exactly. And the market is maturing. Many schools are upgrading facilities, expanding campuses, or aligning with larger school groups to professionalise their governance and raise standards. We're seeing more collaboration with UK bodies, more teacher mobility, and tighter quality assurance.
And Spain's policy environment has helped. Compared to some European countries with more restrictive rules on foreign operators, Spain has created a relatively stable, attractive environment for British curriculum schools to thrive.
The result is a market that blends lifestyle appeal with academic rigour. Families who want a warm climate, affordability, a strong British education option now view Spain as one of the best choices in Europe.
So the story isn't just confirming Spain's leadership, it's highlighting how the country has become one of Europe's most competitive and resilient international education markets.
And that wraps up this week's Global Headlines.
Yeah, from new international school launches in Portugal and Japan, to accreditation gains in Bahrain and continued expansion in Hong Kong, plus Spain's growing dominance in the European British curriculum market. It's clear the international school sector is not slowing down.
Each of these stories reveals something about where demand is shifting, which models are scaling, and how regional dynamics are changing.
As always, love to hear your thoughts. Which market developments are you seeing where you are? Drop a comment below.
And don't forget to like, share and subscribe so you don't miss next week's update.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.